out the whole night because that's just the way I do. And you know, my thing is, with everything that's going on and being stuck in our homes, I mean, I wonder what you guys are doing. For me, I wake up, I dance. I eat some food, I dance. I might make some money, I dance. I feel like I'm getting tired, but I dance. I go to bed from my dance. I don't know about anybody else. All I'm doing is dancing. I just refuse to just cry. So I rather dance. And music has become a focal point in my life because of it. And I mean, I don't know how the rest of you guys are doing it. Some people are panicking. Some people are fighting with each other. Some people are doing, you know, I'm just going to chill and have a good time and enjoy myself. And I think my daughter says she's going to bring me over some wine. You know, this is life. There's only certain choices that we can make during this situation. We can either choose to flow with the change, and I'm going to talk about change in a minute, or we can resist the change. I don't recommend the resisting right now. I'm just saying, I don't think that's a good idea. And the reason for that is that, you know, I've talked about this, but Saturn's in Aquarius. And right now, Mars is in Aquarius too. The two of them in Aquarius, be willing and open to change. What we thought was normal, well, I'm not even sure it'll exist anymore. Like, I really think that the change that we're experiencing, I don't know if we're going to recover from that change. You know, I think it's permanent. The things that Saturn does is permanent. And I'm trying to think back 28 years, 27 to 30 years ago to see what changes that were made. Now, I remember, you know, the Y2K, but that was 20 years ago. But yeah, I'm just trying to think what happened 30 years ago in 1989, around there. But the changes that you make during a Saturn in Aquarius, I think, are kind of permanent changes, ones that we can't get away from. It'd be interesting to see what happened in 1989. I'm just curious. Let's just be nosy and see. April 8th, 1989. It was a Saturday under the sign of Aries, and George H.W. Bush was the president. Anything else that happened that day? What happened that day? Why am I being led to do this? We're going to find out. Mary Hart married Bert Sugarman that day. 31. Now that's 31 years ago. Maybe I should go to 1990. Let's go to 1990. I'm too back, too far. I think we're looking more like at between 1991 and 90, like 90 to 92 maybe. So let's try 90. Isn't that like when music started to change again? Okay, let's see. Okay, 1990. Okay, We were listening to Love Will Lead You Back by Taylor Dane. I cannot hit those notes again. But years ago, I remember going to a bar and I shut that bar, singing that song. Love will lead you back. I can't do notes. Surely you must know that love will lead you back to my heart, where you belong. I'm sure. I can barely hit those notes anymore. But man, I tore that place up. I'm just saying. That was 30 years ago. Oh my God, it feels so old. Okay, Let's see. 30th anniversary of Twin Peaks going down the rabbit hole. 54. You know, when you get old, you just can't hit the notes quite the way you used to. I'm just saying, unless you stay at it, you have to stay on it. I didn't stay on it. Plus, Taylor Dane had that. She was hitting those high notes, man. Okay, I'm just trying to see. Okay, 1990. I'm not seeing anything major that day. Okay, hold on. See, in 1991. What day? What? Okay, let's try that. Sorry, you guys, I went off on a tangent. You guys all know I have ADHD. Okay, wow. Okay, let's see. You know, it's weird. I'm not seeing that anything really major happened that day. I mean, or, you know, that year, because I'm looking at the year. And there's something about Princess Caroline, but I just thought maybe, and I hope this is not an example of what we can expect. Like, really? It's going to be this dull? Really? I would hope not. I'm going to go to 1993 and pray that there's something there that is going to make my theory worthwhile. Because this is some boring crap I'm seeing here. Hold on. Or is that like what? I think it, okay, because it's 27 to 28 years. So I'm going to go back to 90. This is 91. Let me go to 92. Let me, oh my gosh. Weird Al Yankovic was, oh gosh. Yeah, we don't want to go back to 1991. Let's see what's going on in 92. Oh my gosh. Oh. And I mean, I'm thinking, I'm looking at it and I'm like, this is like the time I don't know if I want to go back to these days. And I'm like, oh my. Okay. So at least I saw something worthwhile during that time. I'm thinking, and now that I think about it, I kind of remember the time now that it made me remember something. Okay. So 1992, according to this, was the year that I'm too sexy for my party. You know, I'm too sexy. Now that I remember, I don't know if you remember when that song came out. I remember that time frame when the I'm Too Sexy came out. I remember that time frame, like 92, 93, the music started getting good. Okay, so, oh, yeah. Okay, it's starting to all get into my mind again now. Okay. So I remember that time. I'm wondering though, are we going to have anything major happen? I think for us in 1993, most likely, the thing that shocked us all, I think at that time, was probably Woody Allen. I'm going to tell you guys something, and this is a true story. When the Soon Yi Woody Allen situation broke out in 1993, believe it or not. I can't believe it's been that long, but I said to myself, I would not ever watch another Woody Allen movie. And I loved Woody Allen, by the way. And I never have. I showed him, oh, I tell you what, I take that back. I watched one time to share with my daughter who he was, because I wanted to tell her what he was a great actor. So, yeah. But I'm looking to see if there was anything about disease or anything, because, disease and things like that are very Aquarian, like finding new diseases and cures and technology and things like that. I just saw a picture of Matt Lauer, who was young. This is crazy. I can't believe it. Anyway, no, it's weird. I wanted to see if maybe there was something that stood out. Well, yeah. Let's see. Was that the big thing? Was that the year? I just see a lot of Kurt Cobain up here, and I'm thinking, is that the year he died? or is that the year before? And of course, we found out about Michael J. Fox. I just wanted to find out what was going on that year. I'm being a nosy person like I do, seeing if any of it ties together or anything of that nature. But I don't really see that. So, you know, it's funny. We are in a huge shift. And I think what we're going through with this Saturn in Aquarius is going to be different than anything we've ever experienced before. As a people, just really, even with the disease, I don't see anything that would say, okay, you know, because I'm going to tell you something where, because I can tie things together and I do that. Hey, Digital Planets. I used to love that group. Anyway, I tie things together, and I can tell you one of the things I did tie together is, I hate to say this because people like run when you start talking about it, but you know, World War II, Hitler era, and what we're going through right now. And I mean, sadly, I hate to say it, but I do predict that Trump will win in the landslide unless something occurs. And the reason I say that was, well, I've talked about the 84-year, you know, Uranus curse situation. And well, if we're in the same trajectory as the last 84-year Uranus visit, we're going to do the exact same thing they did, right? And they voted him in as chancellor, you know that, right? And basically, he won in a landslide. So the way things are looking with Bernie dropping out and Elizabeth Warren out, there is no competition, is there? It's almost like a foregone conclusion. I mean, unless you know something I don't know. And I would never, I mean, most people, because at this point, I don't see the purpose in voting. Oh, well, it looks like they were making changes in HIV. That's very, that is very, very, very encouraging. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so it looks like 1993 was about the time frame when they started making the changes in HIV. You know, before that, like I would say from like 84, 85, 86, 87, you know, the fear of having sex was really high and people were dying at a massive rate. And then in the 90s, you know, things moved from AIDS, full-blown AIDS, into HIV, and then they were able to handle it longer and people were living longer, and basically a full change in the whole AIDS, HIV, live, die when you have sex epidemic began. And you know, it all changed. It was a shift in that. And I wonder if we're going to experience a similar shift with this, you know, this COVID-19, because that is the same, the fear. I won't say it's, you know, I think it's greater now, especially with me being older. But I remember when AIDS and HIV first came out, and I could tell you the fear was palpable. I actually lost a friend to HIV, John Brown. He died. And so, and I had cousins who died of HIV, you know, this was a real thing. People were dying around us. And then there was this shift. And it's interesting because I was looking for it. Like, what's the connection here? I think we might find a cure, or at least a slowdown, because this is the time they found their slowdown for HIV. I knew it. Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to find out because I'm that kind of woman. So let me move on. I will tell you that I have Mercury in the first house in Aquarius. By the way, Saturn is sitting on it right this minute. And Mars. And it is in mutual interception with Uranus in Virgo in the 8th house. So my digging ability and my detective spidey senses, it's a real thing. That's why I'm an astrologer. I want to know stuff because I'm nosy. So let's talk about where the sun is. The sun today is at 19 degrees of Aries, 19 degrees in 44 seconds or 44 minutes of Aries, almost 20 degrees of Aries. We are out of that full moon sun opposition. I don't know how that affected a lot of people. I actually felt, I felt loved. You know, Libra, I don't know how many other people felt the love that emanates from Libra, but I felt that. I felt loved, and and that's a good vibe. I mean, I felt loved by my family, and that type of thing. The moon right now is at 4 degrees of Scorpio. So think about where Scorpio is in your chart. Like, where is Scorpio in your chart? Because that's where the moon is. That's where the emotion is. And for me, you just saw it in action because it's in my 9th house of higher learning. And I just literally just sat here and interrupted my entire show to do a research. So yeah, sorry. I just realized that. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. And Mercury is at 26 degrees of Pisces. 26 degrees of Pisces, which also just happens to be in my 3rd house. I can't make this up. It's hilarious. And we've got Venus at 4 degrees of Gemini. So there's a lot of mercurial things going on here. I mean, even though it's kind of a weird thing there. The funny thing is the moon at 4 degrees and Venus at 4 degrees of Gemini are in conjunct or quincunx right now. Their creativity is very high for a lot of people. If you got heavy Gemini or Scorpio in your chart, I would go and create something right now. And I mean, it's probably a very creative time with Mercury and Pisces as well. And that Mercury and Pisces, by the way, is sextile Jupiter and Pluto in Capricorn. So take advantage of it. I mean, it's a very creative time. Also, Mars is at 6 degrees of Aquarius. I think I mentioned that, but that is trine that Venus at 4 degrees of Gemini. That is a beautiful trine. When Mars and Venus are trine, some people could be falling in love. I can see it. There could be some love connections made, definitely. Okay, so that's very positive. That trine, it's harmonious. So take advantage of that if you can. If you've got Mars or Gemini prominently, maybe I'll call someone. I got Gemini in my 5th house of romance. Like, oh my goodness. Let's see, we've got Saturn at 1 degree of Aquarius, and that's really pulling away from that connection it had with Mars. And actually, it is still technically trine Venus at 4 degrees, though, which is interesting. I wonder if people have felt that love has been hard. I mean, I guess so, right? Because unless you're living with someone, going out or seeing someone during a COVID outbreak has got to be difficult, right? It's not as easy. You can't. So I think for some people, especially those who were seeing, say, multiple partners, right? Or, they weren't safe in their practices. I'm going to just say this, okay? If Idris Elba's wife doesn't teach you a lesson about that, like she loved her husband, so she kissed him, and now she's got COVID. So, some of that stuff might be happening right now. You're going to have to make a choice. Like, I really think that romance might be taking a hit because of this virus. And it might ease up in a few weeks, but while they're making such a direct connection like that, between Venus and Saturn, it's been really hard. I had said something the other day, though, those who are in a relationship with someone 9 to 10 months from now, yeah, we're losing a lot of souls, but I bet you a lot of babies are going to be born. A lot of babies. What people got, they ain't got nothing else to do but sit in the house and make babies. That's really what's going on. So I just want you guys to be aware. I'm just saying. I mean, and the old people might die off, but they're definitely going to have a new baby boomer explosion. I'm sure of it. I don't think we had this many people stuck in the house together since then. Just saying. Be aware of that. Anyway, Uranus is at 5 degrees of Taurus, and that is opposed the moon. So think about where 5 degrees of Taurus is in your chart. I know mine is in communication, and I've been like a little like bug in everyone's ear today, just posting things and, you know, sharing all my stuff and just trying to be happy. And I just, you know, there's just an opposition though between the moon, which is like comfort and maybe even ease and quietude and relaxation. I always think of the moon as like relaxing and quiet, especially in Scorpio. That's, look, I'm in black, right? Right. Laid back, you know, all in dark. And then Uranus in Taurus is kind of, well, wants to be touchy-feely, you know, eating food, maybe out dancing or whatever they're doing, just making all Venus-y. And it's that opposition with each other. So be aware of that. That may even affect relationships. If you're living with someone that weird, like, don't touch me or touch me, that probably would drive someone crazy. Or maybe you can't touch each other, right, because of the COVID, 6 feet distance. I don't know why I'm seeing crazy things like this when I'm looking at just the numbers, but I am. Let's see. I had mentioned that Pisces, let's see, Neptune is at 19 degrees of Pisces. I really don't see anything really affecting that right now, which is great. Oh, yeah. It's a little wide to make any real connections, I think of. I see an inconjunct between the North Node and Saturn, though. They just are not happy right now with each other. And yeah, you know, the North Node is not going to be happy with Saturn anyway. But they're both lessons. It's almost like when you see that it's just an inconjunct. It's creative. It's a creative way to learn the lessons that you have to learn, right? Creative way of learning lessons. That might come up. Creative ideas, creative, brilliant inventions, and like I said, sit down and write out something with Venus and Gemini and Mars and Aquarius. Might write a best-selling book tonight, somebody. And finally, we've got Chiron at 6 degrees of Aries, and that is sextile Mars in Aquarius. Well, I say, go write that book, somebody. I'm going to go pen my book. I don't know. Somebody write the darn book. I'm going to write the book. Somebody write the book. Someone make the creative genius, the creative, you know, whatever it is that could be made today from that. So you guys, you know what I'm going to do? I am now finished with messing with the planets. And I am going to do a couple of things. First of all, I'm going to see if anyone out there that I just feel like I need to pull up their chart. You know, it's so funny. I had saw Alicia Rodman, Miss Life Coach Alicia, who said, I thought you were on live. And I'm live now. I hope everyone can see me, because in my mind, I'm live, right? So, Miss Life Coach Alicia, I think I got her chart. I'm going to see if I do. If I do, I'm going to see what her little horoscope is saying. Let's see what her horoscope says. And I'm going to change this lipstick because this lipstick is not doing well. I don't like this lip stuff. I'm messing with this lip color, but I'm not. I'm going to change it. So give me a second, you guys, because I've got to talk and I got to have the lip color of my choice on when I'm talking, or I won't be happy. Okay, because this is not the lip color of my choice. Sorry. I'm just going to blend. Okay, bear with me, you guys. Got to get the blend together, you know. It was just too orangey and brash. Yeah, it's a little softer. Yeah, it goes better with the pastels in the background, right? Okay. And I got some lipstick on, so I won't have like weird lip when I'm talking. Right? Okay, there we go. All right, you guys. So I think I'm going to mess with her and do her little horoscope. She doesn't even know it. Let me see if I can find her. If I can find her, I will. Let me see. Let me make sure. just get rid of that? Lord, I sat right there and X'd it out right when I was about to go and do there. Okay, let me go back there again. Sorry, guys. I shouldn't even say sorry, because at this point, I just feel like not everybody, but a lot of people are feeling like a certain sense of discombobulation. I think that's normal. I think it's to be expected because we're dealing with Saturn in Aquarius. I keep saying that, but it's because, well, you know, we're also Aries season. So, and there might be a lot of extra energy. Like I said, for me, I'm dancing a lot, which is good, but my knees I have to worry about my knees, right? But I'm just saying that there's a lot of extra energy. So, you know, figure out how you're going to expend that energy. Most people normally would go out and interact with people and do things. And we're in a situation now where we can't quite do the energy, you know, expend our energy the way we used to. And so that could be a problem. Okay, so I just found this. And I am going to pull this up for her. I don't know why they are popping up so late. Put on the share screen just so you can see what I see. So I've got, oh, hold on. I got the chart here for Miss Alicia Rogman, which is Life Coach Alicia. And I felt called to look at her chart. Well, my goodness. No wonder I was called to look at this woman's chart. First of all, did y'all just hear me say that the sun was at 19 degrees, almost 20 degrees of Aries? Did you hear me say that? Or her progressed sun is at 22 degrees of Cancer. That means her sun is square that sun in the night sky right now. And she has her Uranus in the first house opposed the sun right now. And that sun right now is sitting on her moon in the 7th house. I wonder if Alicia experienced any problems with any kind of partnerships, if there was maybe either extra partnerships, problems with partnerships, increased partnerships, strange activities with partnerships, or, you know, just maybe open enemies, because the 7th house rules partnerships and it also can rule open enemies. And she's got Mars progressed into the 7th house right now, right above her descendant, letting me, I think it's right on her Aries. Hold on for a second. Yes, indeed it is. So she, you know, there might be some issues with something going on with the open enemy type situation. Now, I can't go into deep detail about it, but girl, we need to talk. Obviously, there's something going on because, first of all, your Aries here in your 7th house is exactly square your midheaven and your descendant. And I'm telling you, you must have been going through something. You also got your she got her progressed moon at 13 degrees of Capricorn. I knew I had to do your chart. Lord have mercy. Girl, what are you going through? Wow. Okay, wait a minute. First of all, you must have been doing something with your communication for a minute, but now it's sitting right on your descendant like that. It's not quite in a descendant. Nader, sorry about that. So actually, this moon is still in your 3rd house. Not quite all the way in. You got like 25 minutes left of your 3rd house. So Alicia, if I were you, I would do everything I could to get out, promote, and get out any type of written material, spoken material, or anything like that I could now, because after about a month from now, I would say 25 days from now even, it's going to be much harder to move that material. Okay. I do think, however, because, you know, it's going to go down to your nadir. And when the moon is at your nadir, of course, you're going to be more concerned with home. You're going to be stuck at home. You're going to be working at home. You got Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn there down in the home. This is all the house of endings. This is all in the home. This is all family and everything. So I can see that you might feel like, hey, I'm kind of you know, I'm stuck here at home, and your moon is there. You'll find comfort there, though. You'll do well, I think, there. Working from home, it's going to be fine for you, I believe. You do have the sun up in the 10th house and Mercury there still. And so, you know, that's Cancer, that's promotion. I think you'll shine in the area of promotion. And I think you also can shine in the area of partnerships, depending on what type of partnerships you're dealing with and who you're dealing with. Okay, so make sure they're not enemies and that they're good people you can work with, that you can trust. You don't want anyone stealing your ideas or anyone that's going to disrupt your comfort or sense of stability or anything like that. Not with Capricorn and the moon in Capricorn down here in the 4th house like that, and the sun in Cancer opposing it. I mean, basically the sun and moon are opposing their own homes. You sometimes feel like, I'm so different, I don't fit in. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you fit in with everybody else. You got your, you know, it's opposite day for you. But I'm gonna tell you what you do got. You, first of all, you're one of my tribe with the MC in the 11th and AC in the 2nd. Girl, you got money. You can work on that money. I've been telling you that for a minute. Work on that money, because I can see that, and I think it's coming because you are going to be different. You're not like everybody else. Why does that sound like a scene from a Michael Jackson movie? I'm not like everybody else. No, you're not. But you know what you are? You are in a very good position because you got your midheaven in Leo, sextile, palace in your 1st house. That's it. I'm not giving you no more for free. Lord have mercy, that's too much. Girl, we need to do a professional read. You need to reach out to me so we can do another professional reading. Tell you, Alicia, I got stuff to tell you. I don't know what made me look at her chart. I'm so nosy. I'm so sorry. You guys, I say that, and I am not kidding. I do this because I'm nosy. At the end of the day, I do what I do because I'm nosy. It's true. It's true. I just want to know what the heck is going on and how I can help people. Like, if I can see where I can help somebody because I see something in their chart, oh, Lord, I feel like an urge. I have to get in there and tell them. Like, I will not rest. There you are. Alicia's there. Alicia, girl. I had to do your chart. Oh, you got so much going on in your chart, Alicia. Lord have mercy. I knew I had to do your chart. I felt it in my bones until I had to look at that horoscope. Now, let me see if there's someone else out here. I need to look at their chart too, because I just had to look at that child's chart. Okay, I'm thinking I'm gonna do this because I haven't done free horoscopes for a minute, and I just feel an urge. I'm just gonna start pulling them out randomly. Alicia, you're the first one. I had to pull it out. I had to pull his out because he called me the other day. Let me see what his little chart say. Hold on. Lord, I'm so nosy. It's sad because I already know it's why I do it. I'm nosy. Okay, so the next guy. Oh, Alicia just sent me a voice message. Oh, girl, I can't wait. I can't hear until I'm done, but I can't wait to hear what she had to say. So this guy that I pulled up here, this is Stephen Earl, my friend Stephen Earl. Me and Stephen, that's my boy, right? So I wanted to look at his chart just to see what's going on with Mr. Leo rising, his little Leo rising self, and see what's going on with his chart. So a lot going on here. Now, he's got his moon in the 12th house, so he's kind of like, I would say kind of hidden away a little bit. Kind of little hidden away, just slightly. His let's see. His ends, wait a minute. Let me see where that ascendant is. Wow, not quite, but he's another one, an MC in the 11th, and his AC is still in the 2nd house, part of my tribe, but it's about to go into the 3rd, the AC. So, you know, it's funny. He's probably been concerned about things like money and stuff like that, but soon he's going to be concerned with like communication, travel, like local travel, like where he's going to live and what he's going to do, and you know, who he's talking to every day. I think who he communicates with and how he communicates is a very big thing with Vesta on top of Neptune in the third house of communication, which just means that sometimes either people don't understand him, or there's miscommunication, or he has miscommunications might be an issue for him, especially with this being at 0 degrees of Scorpio. That's a fate degree. Oh, and look at this. He's got 0 degrees of Virgo. And you know that's no mistake when stuff like that happens, which is sextile that. And then he's got 0 degrees here of Sagittarius. And of course, making a square. And I know that's not a mistake. So this guy has probably had some trouble with home, or establishing a firm home, a foundation, most likely, although I think he stays positive about it. I don't know, that's retrograde. I'll have to go deeper into this horoscope chart for him. Well, I think he puts a lot of effort into work, in his health. That's probably where a lot of emphasis is. And that's where a lot of emphasis is right now for him. And yeah, I think so. Very much so. And probably earning money. And of course, finding love in his life, because you've got Venus sitting right up at the top of his chart in Taurus going, I'm looking for love. Okay, that's pretty much what's going on there. Now, I also just see that he's got his sun at 0 degrees of Aries, which concerns me because Saturn is at 1 degree, I think it is now, of Aquarius, which would be in his health house. So I would say to you, Stephen, be cautious of your health. Watch your health. No one's invincible, my friend. We all think we are, but none of us are. We're not. And so I think I'm just being cautioned to let you know that, well, you're not invincible, because none of us are. And you've got Uranus at 0 degrees. Look at these 0 degrees that are lined up. First of all, I want to tell you something. 0 degrees is rare. Most of you can go look in your chart and not find one single 0 degree in it. He's got 0 degree, 0 degree, 0 degree, 0 degree, 0 degree, 1 degree. All of those are making connections of one point or another. It's very rare to have that many near 0 degrees. And then there's 28, and there's Verdi here at 28. So they also, and 29 also count pretty much as 0 degree. So he's got a lot of messages, way too many for me to give him for free. He'll have to pay. But we do. There's hidden messages in that with all that 0 degrees. But like I said, as your astrologer, I'm just going to tell you, make sure you realize you're not invincible. You'll have to take all the precautions that they're saying for someone of your age. And I know I do. I don't go anywhere without a mask. I don't open my door without a mask. I don't get the mail without a mask. I don't get food deliveries without a mask. I won't even open my window without a mask. I'm just keeping it real. I see my kids, we have a mask. If I kiss my daughter, we kiss through masks. I'm not young. I look young. I ain't that young. I'm technically a boomer, even though I'm at the tail stand. There's actually I'm supposed to be in the next thing. There's a middle ground in between that and Generation X or whatever. But I still want to take precautions, right? Because I'm in that age level, early mid 60s. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just saying. I'm saying 1960s, not that I'm in the 60s. I'm just saying, okay, don't scare me like that. Okay, you guys, so let me see who else I can find, because I'm nosy, and I'm just doing it like arbitrarily. Now it's just going to be like Wheel of Fortune until I get tired. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Because first of all, I love doing this. I just do. I want you guys to know. You know who I have not done, and I got to do it because I know she's an Aries. Girl, I almost forgot to do your job. Regina Woodson, Miss Aries woman. Let me look at this chart. For some reason, I know I got to look at it. Okay, let's see. Ooh. Why is my bra keep showing? What is going on? I keep telling you guys, my clothes are falling off of me. I don't understand. This used to be tight. The bra used to be tight. Everything used to be tight. And the thing is, they said, did you hear? They said that there's like a mass run on oodles and noodles. And so like everybody went out and bought up all the oodles and noodles and you can't find it anywhere. And I'm like, years ago, people would laugh at you if you got oodles and noodles. Now everyone's like, oh, I gotta, I gotta stay alive. I gotta eat oodles and noodles. Crazy, because we've gotten to that point now where that's like the last, the food. Wise people have gardens if you're wise. So anyway, this is the horoscope of Regina Woodson. And Regina is a loaded, what I call a loaded Aries. Look at this Aries first house. Lord Regina, Regina, you got a loaded first house. And she's got a lot going on in that first house. Is this, what? So let's see. She's actually got Saturn, and I think it's either, I want to say not Saturn, Pluto and Jupiter, right? Pluto and Jupiter, if I'm not mistaken. Those are the ones that are squaring. They're squaring her sun. They're squaring her progressed Mars and her progressed Venus. Matter of fact, I think I always tell Regina she's so beautiful, and I always tell her she's beautiful because she is. And I think it's because her sun and Mars have progressed up to her natal sun almost. So each year it gets closer to her sun, she gets more and more beautiful, in my opinion. One of the prettiest girls, I think. So also, look at this. Her Mercury, look at this right here. Mercury, her progressed Mercury is conjunct her natal Mercury right here. She's a thinking woman. Oh, and it's in this right there at the cusp of the second house. Is that in the second house? Yes, indeed, Regina gonna get, I bet you're making money right now. That child has her AC and her progressed sun all in the second house of money. And now Mercury's there. She's gonna think about how to make that money. A lot of people ain't gonna make the money. They ain't gonna know how to make the money. Regina gonna figure out how to make the money. Do you hear me? She got Mercury in the first house anyway by birth, but it's now in the second house of money. And I know you are. I can feel it in my bones. Let's see here. Also, your progressed moon is in the seventh house. I'm thinking when you work with women, making partnerships. You have power when you work with partnerships. So keep making those partnerships, finding more women to work with. That's where you're going to succeed. You got Pluto sitting up at the top of your chart, as well as Jupiter and Saturn. And I think you're going to do well, between the 10th and the 11th here. This is your hopes, dreams, and wishes. So make your hopes, dreams, and wishes come true. I would be careful. You're another one. You got to be careful of infection. You got Neptune, in Pisces, where infection lives, in the 12th house, which is saying it would, it's something that would catch you off guard. So you need to be careful. Don't do something like self-undoing, like go out without mask, or, hold your little meetings and stuff and feel like you're invincible. No one's invincible. And you got Chiron in the first house, and you had trouble with pneumonia before. So don't take any unnecessary risk. Not with Uranus in the first house, not with Chiron in the first house. Don't do it. All right? Okay. This has been a freebie for you because I wanted to let you know. Plus, I think your birthday's coming up or whatnot, and I needed to make sure I got that to you, Regina. Blessings to you, my sweet friend. Reach out to me so we can do a professional. I'll give you all the details then, girl. All right? Even do a card reading for you and everything. Okay, so let me see who else is calling out to me. Because I'm over here running my mouth. I'm so nosy. I'm just nosy. Let me see who else's chart is calling out to me. I want to know, because I'm nosy. Trying to see what's going on with everybody's chart, because I'm nosy. Okay, I'm just gonna eeny, meeny, miny it and see what catches my eye. Who catches my eye? Hey, I don't know if I've done her in a minute. I'm like, when's the last time I did you, Nefer? When did I do Nefer last? I haven't done Nefer for a minute. Let me show Nefer, because Nefer is a good, loyal member. Okay. Nefer, Nashishi, Amid. Here's your chart. I knew I had to come here. Look at this. This child got her sun at 17 degrees of Capricorn. It is square that sun at 19 degrees of Aries right now. I knew I had to come and look at it. I knew it. I felt it in my bones. Isn't that something? I know that. I knew it. And oh, now she's got some things going on in Aries too, right here, but nothing too bad, I don't think, in Aries. Like nothing right on anything. I don't think that would make a major problem. But this is it right here, right here. This is where the problem is. These are the ones that are squaring. This is what's squaring the sun. And the thing is, you know, I know it too, because I got this is exactly where my ascendant is. That's why she always is like, Nefer is a good, always on me. I know now Nefer got a little sun on my ascendant. That's so cute. So here's the thing. Nefer, you have a potential of making money though. Look at that. Not only were you born with the potential with your sun in the second house, but you got Pluto and Jupiter there, and your progressed ascendant, and your progressed Venus and Saturn. It's telling you to work at making money and to maybe even stash away what you got. You know what I mean? If you get some things, Nefer, make sure you stash it away. I have a feeling that you may have more than other people. And so, you know, you might want to keep that a secret too, because comfort and stuff and having things like, you know, that make you comfortable and at ease are vital to you. You got your progressed moon in Cancer, and you got your natal moon in Leo, but they're both right here in the 8th house. So having things at your disposal, this is like, I have money, I have possessions. I have possessions, I have money. And, you know, this is important to you. This is part of your life experience. And how will you get those things? I think through communicating with other people. Travel maybe, but communicating, I think so. Maybe through friends, family, your local community. But I do want you to be careful in your local community. You got Saturn and Chiron there, even around your family. I know this sounds horrible, but didn't I just say it a second ago? Even me and my daughter kissed through masks. I didn't kiss my daughter without a mask on. I'm just saying. So be aware of these things. I want you to be aware of that, because I want you to stay safe, honey. I really do. Also, you know, I can't miss it, but that your moon is opposed Pluto. Like, hello. Your progressed moon is opposed transiting Pluto and Jupiter. And your progressed moon is in the 8th house. And that's the house of death. I'm not saying you're going to die. I'm not saying that. I'm saying protect yourself. And don't take any unnecessary risk or chances, especially when it comes to family, because just because you love them and their family doesn't mean they can't get you infected, okay? Okay, I was led to give you this message. I don't know why I had to do it. I had to. All right. Reach out to me, though. If you want to do a professional reading, I'll go into deeper detail. I'm not trying to scare nobody. I just want to make sure you guys know when you got those squares and things like that, you know, that's important, you know, when you got the squares and stuff like that. You got to pay attention to that. So I'm going to I saw, didn't I do her not too long ago? I want to do someone else. Hold on. I haven't seen her, though. Why am I being led to her chart? Why am I being led to this chart? I'm going to let you guys see it, because I got led to it really quickly. This is, I always just call her Mia Shade. I is still Mia Shade. I have not seen her in a month of Sundays, but I was led to look at her chart. And I think I see right here what I think it is. Okay, so still Mia, I hope you're okay. I hope your health is doing okay. She's got Uranus in the 6th house of health, and it is conjunct her natal Chiron. If I'm not mistaken, she was working in Amazon. I'm praying she's okay. I hope you check in so I know you're okay, Mia. And I want you're another one. I want you to be extra cautious because you've got transiting Uranus on your natal Chiron in the 6th house of health. That's saying that there could be some pain. There's a wound or some healing that has to be done when it comes to health. And so I hope that you're aware of that and that you take all precautions when it comes to your health, because you were born with Uranus on your ascendant. I don't like that. That means crazy shit. Oh, excuse me. Crazy-ish could happen to you at any time. And you know that. So I really want you to be aware of it and to watch out with that. Also, be careful of where you go and, who you talk to and stuff like that. You've got your Mercury actually sitting on your progressed Mercury, or your progressed Mercury sitting on your Mercury, on your natal Mercury, and Mars in the 1st house. So, it's about, well, it could be communication. It could be travel, who you talk to. It's your physical self. I would be just cautious with that. You got your ascendant and your sun in the 2nd house and Mars and Pallas. So it's about, I would think, just being, very creative in your organizing how you're going to do things. Also, this is money. So you could be strategizing how you're going to store up enough and have enough possessions and money and food and stuff like that, because that's what this is exactly. This is the 3rd house. You got Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto there. Yeah, I would just be, with Pluto and the moon there by birth, actually in the 3rd house. You're another one. I'd be cautious around my community, stuff like don't take chances with the community with Saturn in the 3rd house. Sometimes we're around people we know from our neighborhood and we feel like we're safe because we know them, but they might, infect you. So be aware of that. With the 6th house emphasis in the Uranus, yeesh, I really want you to just be cautious of that. Okay. All right. And you're another one. Reach out to me to get a pro reading. We haven't done one for a minute. There's more I would like to tell you, but I'm not going to say it for free. And I'm not going to say it over the, live stuff. Okay. So we're going to move on to the next one. Let's see. Anyone else? Right away, I just saw that, even though she calls herself other than Christy Tarpley. But Christy, I haven't seen her a minute. I wanted to reach out and look at that. I knew I had to see her little horoscope. I knew it. She has, she's got a very strong Aries component in her chart, because it's sitting up at the top of her chart, basically. She's got a couple of things going on, like right here, Chiron is up in her 10th house. Also, Neptune is in her 10th house. She's creative right now, but she might be feeling some pain in her career. She might have a wound in that career for some reason. I don't know why, but there's a wound in there that she's healing. Also, she's got Uranus in the 11th house. So in her case, I would tell her to be cautious around her friends, hanging out with friends, doing stuff with friends. Make sure your friend is clean, don't do anything that would, cause you a problem. And the reason I say that, you're another one. You got Uranus, it's going to be opposing it soon. So I want you to always take precautions, especially around children. Children. Watch the children, honey. Got Mars there and Venus there. And I know you just got a new grandchild. So, with that opposing that house, just always be cautious and careful around the kids. Wear a mask and things like that. I know I'm extra cautious and it may not make a difference in the end, but it's better to err on the side of caution than not. And, your Sun and Mercury are down in the 4th house. Here, Sun is in Libra. So you just had the moon go right through this house right here. Right? Matter of fact, it's just went right through there now. And I think the moon is probably right. I say that moon was not in Libra. I think it's in Virgo now, right? So you might be feeling that too, because the moon's going to be in your 5th house of children. So yeah, for some reason, I think that the children are going to be making a big difference. But you're another one part of my tribe, MC in the 11th, AC in the 2nd. I tell you, it's funny about them making that money. So I'm hoping that that's going to be the case for you, Christy, where you can make that money. And I think through creativity, I really do. And you'll be able to work at home. You'll shine working at home with the work that you do because you're a natural born communicator and you're going to be just fine with that. Okay. So I just wanted to look at your chart, and that's what I see when I look at it. You know who I haven't seen in a month of Sundays is Crystal Thompson. What happened to Crystal Thompson? I hope she's okay. For some reason, I just felt like I had to come and look at her chart, and there we go. She's got her AC at Capricorn at 14 degrees, right there at the cusp of the 2nd house. No wonder I felt an urge to talk to her. Another part of my tribe, MC in 11th, AC in the 2nd. Told you guys, it so freaks me out. I got so many people like that. Okay, but look, her son's in the 6th house. So if anything, she's been working hard, or she could possibly be sick or dealing with sickness. This 6th house is health. It's also work. So it's one or the other. And it could be that, children too, because she's got the moon here in Taurus, almost on that Chiron. So I hope her kids are not going to get sick. She's got Uranus in the 5th house too, so she could be dealing with something with that. But, and Venus is here. Venus is in her 4th house. It looks like on almost on her sun. That's, I guess that's good for her motherhood, but just make sure your kids are okay. Keep them protected. Make sure they all have masks. Don't let them go out there without masks. Anything like that. I do have a feeling she's working hard. Look at this Mars sitting up here at the top of her chart. And basically almost exactly on her MC. This is someone I think who's been working hard. Very much so, I think so. So I would love to talk to you. Krista, oh, wait, I've been sitting here running my mouth and y'all ain't seen nothing. Let me at least show you the chart. Sorry, y'all. I did not mean to do that. I pulled up the chart, did not show the girls' charts in here, pointing out things. Y'all ain't saw nothing. Okay, as I was saying, here, look, she's got her sun in the 6th house. Do you see that? Her progressed moon in the 5th house, almost in the 6th, but in the 5th, almost on this Chiron. That's 16, almost 17 degrees. Look at that. Uranus in the 5th house too. This is why I said to watch the children. The children is important. She's also got her Venus almost on her sun in the 4th house. Again, motherhood, children. Chiron is there. It's almost on Aries. It's near, it is on her part of fortune. Okay. Her AC, look, on the 2nd house, exactly. Pluto, Jupiter, Saturn in the 2nd, as I mentioned, moon naturally in the 1st by birth. But MC in the 11th and AC in the 2nd, as I mentioned. But the emphasis here, I believe, is health, children, love. Children, I think, being a mother, family, securing the home, the family, the things you have in the home. Again, storage. All of that, I see that as being an issue for her. Crystal, again, if you would like to get a full reading, reach out to me so I can go through that with you. I would love to help you with that. Let's see. I have not. I'm trying to think of when I did her chart last. Did I last do this child's chart? So weird. I don't always pull up people's chart out of the blue, but I'm always tempted to do that. Let's see. I'm going to pull up. I have not pulled up this child's chart in a minute. I used to pull it up all the time. I'm going to do it because I'm nosy and I want to see what's going on. I might have pulled it up last week, but I can't remember. Because it's been so long since I've been doing a little free horoscope charge, right? So look, this is Kiva Kid, and I know now why I was led to come look at you with her Saturn in the 1st house in Cancer at 12 degrees and her AC in the 2nd. is at 12 degrees of Leo. So she's got a 12-degree thing going on in her chart. Look at that. There's 12 degrees up here. 11, almost 12 degrees here. Funny. People have themes, but that's where hers is. You know, I want you to be you're another one, careful about your partner and, you know, exposing yourself to other people because we always feel like we're safe, you know, that kind of thing. I just don't, you know, don't take those kind of chances if you don't have to. You know, it's just not the time to do it anyway. But in your case, I think you're going to be fine. I just want you to be careful about your partnership and other people that might bring that kind of thing to you. So be aware of that here. You might be feeling like money is getting a little tight. You might be concerned about that. So I hope you're stashing some monies away for yourself so that you got that. Also, there could be concern about travel, maybe, or education, perhaps. Got Mars here in the 9th house, and her son's there by birth. But I think a lot of the emphasis is just, there could be a lot of confusion with the career too, by the way. I just noticed all this going on with the Pisces and Aries and stuff. But with Mercury there, and the sun in the 11th, I think actually, if you really think I think if this is telling me what you think you're going to bring into existence. And I think it's about you believing and thinking the right way. When you do that, you're going to be able to bring in your hopes, dreams, and wishes because all these planets are converging on your 11th house of hopes, dreams, and wishes. I mean, the sun, the MC, and the moon. They're all there. Even Venus, they're in the 11th house of hopes, dreams, and wishes. Uranus is there too, but it just shows that you can change your life by what you focus on and what you choose to manifest. So anyway, I was led to tell you that. So I'm glad I did. I don't know why I had to come and tell you that, but I had to tell you that. You're another one. If you want to get a full reading with me, reach out to me, Kiva, so we can do that. And you could always order at Astrology, a look inside.com. Astrology, a look inside.com. Okay, so let's see. Anyone else? Let's see. Who am I being urged to look at their little horoscope chart right now? There are so many names that are calling out to me, but I just want to grab one that I know in my heart I'm supposed to do. This child, I don't know why I gotta look at it because I'm nosy. Oh, ain't that something? Okay, I'm gonna let you see. So this is someone by the name of Jerica Shoti Nance. I hope I got it right, Jerica Nance. And Jerica, I looked right away just to see why her chart called out to me. She's got Neptune at 26 degrees of Capricorn. Well, that's where like Pluto and Jupiter, they're all sitting on their Neptune down in the 3rd house. I would say, be careful. I mean, it could be creativity, right? She could be extra creative. But I think with Pluto and Jupiter, there I would be one, use it toward creative things, like if you're an artist or writer or something like that nature. But I would not use it, I think, to just be out in the neighborhood, out and about right now. Oh, Lord, I hope not. That just would not be a good idea to be out and about right now. You got your progressed ascendant in the 1st house. So I don't, it's just not. Also, and probably if you were, it'd be out flirting because you got Uranus and progressed Venus in the 7th. So, and not staying home, not staying in, but going out flirting. Got the progressed moon in the 4th house, but she's got her sun there and Mercury there. And also look at this 5th house. She's got Mercury in the 5th progress, Mars in the 5th progress, the sun in the 5th progress, Neptune, there's that Neptune, it's transiting the 5th. Child, you are going to I hope you ain't out messing around in the streets, all flirting and stuff with the coronavirus floating around. Lord, you better put an end to all that mess with, because I'm sitting here looking and I can see that Chiron is right on the precipice of going into your 6th house. So you better take precautions, especially when it comes to love. Don't be out there flirting, having 1, 2, and 3. I hope that ain't what's going down. I might just be supposing things, but I see things, you know. So I hope that you're loyal, and that you concentrate on your home and family, and that you don't put yourself at risk, especially for love. That's just not smart right now. Okay. You're another one. Reach out to me to get a professional reading, and I could go into more detail. And then if that's not what's going on, I can find out what really is going on, because there probably is something really going on there. So let's see. Anyone else that I feel an urge to pull up the chart? And then I'm going to stop because it's getting late and I don't want to make myself sick, because I will work until I make myself sick, and I don't want to do that. So I keep thinking, is Lasher Brown still part of our group? I don't want to do it if I don't know if she still follows me, you know. You guys, that's why I tell you to always say something. If I know you're out there and I know you're looking and I know you want to have something like a free surprise reading, then I'll give you one. But I need to know you're there, that you know you're part of things, and that that you would want said reading. You know, that's how it works. So give me 1 second here. You know who I saw earlier today? I'm going to pull up her chart, just because I saw her little name out there. And I thought, let me look at this child's chart. Okay, let me pull this up. Oh, that reminds me, the other day I did a professional reading with one of our members, Tiana. And all this time I had the wrong time. I think I had her for like 1:30 p.m. or a.m. and it was a.m. or it was, I forget, but we had to do the whole thing and her whole chart changed. So this is why it's always good to go back over these, just to make sure I got the right times and stuff, and always, you know, to do an actual reading with me to make sure we got everything right. So in your case, I'm looking, I see that you've got a little bit of Aries and a little bit of Cancer and a little bit of Libra and, you know, some little bit of Capricorn. Now, the thing that I think that stands out, even though you got all this other stuff going on, is the fact that you got Pallas Athena at 25 degrees of Capricorn. That means that Jupiter and Pluto are sitting on your natural Pallas Athena in the 5th house. And Pallas Athena is progress in your 5th house. This is telling me you could be very lucky strategically. If you plan things just right, you could be very lucky. Very, very lucky when it comes to a lot of things. This is games of chance. This could be romance. This could be luck of all kinds, really. And if you're looking to put love back in your marriage or relationship, you could probably heal a marriage or relationship right now. I'm not saying for sure. I'm saying probably. It'd be a time to heal it. I think it might be a little restricted, but it could happen. Now, the other thing is that you got your son, and you're another one, MC in the 11th, AC in the 2nd, my tribe. You got your son in the 3rd house. This is communication. You're another one. I'm going to tell you the same thing. And you got Mercury there. You know, you guys be careful about going out in the neighborhood, doing neighborhood things, getting involved in like community things, going out, talking to neighbors, thinking people are safe because they're close to you, even if they're like extended family, like aunts, uncles, nephews, nieces, cousins, all of that. Make sure they got their mask on. Don't let them in without it. You know, protect yourselves, girls. Protect yourselves, especially when you're down around your home. And you've got Saturn in the area of your home too. Well, it's actually moved into the 5th house, like moving out of the 4th, but into the 5th. But it still makes me cautious because, you know, Chiron's naturally there in Sag. Also, I just, you know, you got Saturn in the 1st house by birth. You just do. And you got Mars in Libra, progress there on your Saturn right now. So, your Venus, not Mars, excuse me, Venus, your Venus, again, this could be some issue about love again, because to me, this is kind of a continuation of that. But yeah, and again, you're someone else who was born with planets in the 12th house. So you have to be really careful that you're not doing something that's going to lead to your own undoing, like they call self-undoing. And I would think in this case with Mercury here and Venus here, it might be going out locally to meet with people, or because you're lonely, or to hang out with, friends. Look, you've got Pluto and Mars in the friend's house and your MC. And I could see where that could lead to a problem. So please be aware of that, please. Also, you got Uranus going through your 8th house. I just want you to be cautious of partnerships and going outside and exposing yourself. Okay, I'm just saying it. When I see it, I'm just calling it out. That's all. If I see it, I'm going to call it out. And you're one of those people, Dana, that I really had to just let you know, be careful with that. Okay, so I probably could do a million. Well, I'm gonna do this one last one, because I don't know why I saw her name and I'm like, wait a minute, when's the last time I pulled up her chart? Has it been more than a week, a month? Let me see. So okay, and that's why. I knew it. Okay, so this is Michelle Renee Alexander Druitt. Michelle Renee Alexander Druitt. Okay, so she was born with her sun up in the 10th house, which is awesome. But here's the thing. Her sun is at 29 degrees of Cancer. And as I mentioned earlier, we've got some planets that are opposing that. Saturn right now is opposing that. Basically. So, right. Saturn and believe it's Mercury, they're opposing the sun and Pallas right now. Also, she's got her moon in the 4th house, Saturn in the 4th house, Jupiter in the 4th house, Pluto in the 4th house. I keep getting these people that have these planets down in the 3rd, 4th house like that. And you're another one I need to, caution you about, I think in your case, since your moon is in the 4th house, though, I think you're going to set up your home life so that it's comfortable and stable, and that you'll be okay there in your home. You're another one, part of my tribe, MC in the 11th, AC in the 2nd. And so I think money is going to be a big part of the picture, and hopefully you've got the things that you need stashed away so that you don't feel that you're in need. I see that your Mars has progressed into your 8th house, so hopefully you've got all of the things that you need. You guys, sorry, my stomach, sorry. You got your moon on your ascendant at birth anyway, so I think feeling safe and secure is vital to you, especially now. And this, you've got a lot going on right here. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is where the sun is opposing. You might go through some problems either with a partner or with enemies, maybe something like that. Just maybe you might find out some people are not, you might find some enemies. I'm just saying over the next couple of days or next day or so, just watch out for that. And just watch yourself. You know what? You're another one with the sun and stuff progressed into the 12th house of self-undoing, right? So I know that you're a businesswoman like myself with your sun up in the 10th, but just take caution. You got Chiron in the 6th house of health and Neptune in the 6th house of health, which shows that you could, be confused when it comes to health sometimes. And I don't want you to take chances, because you got Uranus in the 7th house, which could indicate that some partner or someone that you meet outside of yourself could bring something that you weren't expecting to, into your life. And with the COVID going on, we don't want it to be that. You're another one. I want you to reach out to me so we can do a professional reading. I'm serious. I would love to do one with you, and that way you'll have it and we can go over all the details. So you guys, I have run my mouth to almost 10 o'clock, ran my darn mouth. I had nothing else better to do but to be nosy and mess in all your little horoscopes and do that. But it's so much fun. And again, if if I didn't do your horoscope and you wanted me to do it, I will do it, next time. Okay, I'll do that. I just want to wish love and light and laughter and blessings and hope and just prayers and just my, all I can share to everyone out there dealing with everything that we've been dealing with when it comes to COVID-19. I will end in saying that, if I have any type of commitment to you and I've not followed through, well, I think I'm doing the best I can do with where I'm at and where we all are mentally, emotionally, physically. Um, I feel a little bit better than I did last week, but at my age, I take no chances. And so just thought I would throw that out there. If you haven't seen me or if you expected me to do something and I didn't do it, it most likely is because I ran out of energy and just could not get it done. I would say reach out to me, email me if you haven't, at astrologyalookinside@gmail.com. That's astrologyalookinside@gmail.com. If I missed any appointments or anything like that with anyone, do reach out to me and I will take care of it. Okay. Much love, much light, many blessings. Bye, you guys.